Okay, welcome back guys to another Creativerse episode. So, as you've probably noticed, update R29 has come out, and I'm here in a test world because some of the new features actually won't activate on old worlds. And one of the things that will activate is, if you see in the bottom left of the screen there, we have maps! So with one glorious press of the M key, we can bring up a map of everywhere we've been here, and there's a kind of fog system for places you haven't quite been yet, and there's a kind of an arrow system in the top right where you can scroll around areas you've been in the map. I did a little bit of walking around here, so I can show you that feature. There's also a zoom out map mode here where you actually see the entire Creativerse world. So now you can see a little bit of the scale of the entire world if you haven't explored a whole world yet. I admit I actually haven't myself, and it's quite surprising to see how big they are. So here we are, yep. I believe that's the only ones. The part of the game which is not going to work in my current world is the claim system. So here, if you see, if I left click on an area in the map here, which is a 64 by 64 block zone, if I click on here, I've got a claim option. And there's two options. I can either pay 20 coal to claim it, or some coins. The same coins you'd use in the store, which you'd obviously buy with real money. So, if you want to claim something really early in the world, say, and you've got a bit of cash, you could buy it. Or you can just use coal. Myself, I think that the 20 coal price is so cheap that there's really no point in spending the coins. But there you go, you know, it's there. There's been a number of other things. There's a few improvements to kind of creature AI, so they don't get kind of lost when they're chasing you quite so much. They should be able to kind of follow you around a little bit more effectively. Let me just think. There's a few other things. Okay, so here we are back in my main world, and some of the other elements to the update were that there's been some change to the terrain generation. So there's been kind of some improvements to ore distribution, and apparently a few minor world generation bugs that have been fixed. It doesn't actually go into specifics about the details of those bugs. There's been some new chat features, so you can send kind of direct whisper messages to individual players. You can invite people to parties, although it's kind of unclear exactly what the purpose of a party is. And there's kind of messages for only party members. So maybe that's kind of the whole thing. So if you're in a big world that's maybe a bit competitive, you could have a group of people and you could talk to only members of that party rather than to the entire server at once. There's some new kind of messages that the server sends, for example, when someone crafts something, or when they die, or when they reclaim their death statue, or when they defeat certain creatures, you get like a chat message saying they've done that. I can see how that might get a little bit too busy in very highly populated servers, but it's kind of cool. It makes the world feel a little bit more populous, I should say. There's been some changes to touchstones as well. When a touchstone's placed, it actually goes out of your inventory now. I think that's it, really, apart from bug fixes. There's been a few kind of random bugs that have been going on for a while that have been fixed, and as you might have known, I actually have, I might have seen here, I've got a force bomb in my inventory, and I think I mentioned before that I was a little bit irritated that there was a bug that stopped them working. Now, that apparently has been fixed, so I want to find a small creature. I want to find a pigsy, and I see one over here. So let's just go and harass a pigsy. I want to actually prove to you guys and to myself that these are working. Okay, so here we have our pigsy and a force bomb. So let's have a look. And whoa! Hey, I'm not sure if they actually suffer full damage, but it's still fun just to throw them around. Hey! There is one unfortunate thing that I had hoped would work, and that is, if you see here, they do not throw the player around. I was hoping I could use them as part of like a railgun system to shoot players around using ice, but they don't affect the person who threw the bomb, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Anyway, we might as well get on with our business for the day. So, I'm just going to go up here so I can show you some stuff. I have been working on the front of the base, as you can see here. I've pushed this bit out a bit here and made it into a tower. And let's go inside and I'll show you guys what's been going on. Okay. So, whoops, I'm getting lost in my own base. So in here, I've made a little room for the fans and stuff to go up and down. It's, you know, it's kind of similar to other rooms. So I made it a little bit more open than the other system. And it was a little bit awkward here because I've got these blocks in here and they were kind of poking through. So I had to do this awkward little thing with an obsidian stair block. And I decided to give it a purpose to exist by putting a lamp on it. I haven't done any of the roofing in here yet, but I'm going to get around to that eventually. So anyway, let's go up. And up here, I've kind of got a similar design to the thing up there. Only it's going to be kind of partially covered in rock, so it's not going to be as open-topped, I should say, I guess. As kind of other places would be. And as per tradition, I have actually not built the blocks I need, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here we are, and this time I actually have the resources I need to build. Okay, so the first things first is going to be just pushing these pillars in here. And we don't have to worry as much about the roof as normal because it's, due to the structure around it, I'm probably going to be leaving this partially covered. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether to kind of leave the rock in here or replace it with some, say, blue stained glass. But we'll see about that when we get a little bit more done. So if I just come over here. Now. There we go. So yeah, it's getting really close to this whole front end being complete, actually. It's amazing how much this build has come across. It's kind of interesting how much you can get built when you have a video series to kind of keep you building something. Because I'm really bad for not finishing projects, and like in Minecraft or something, just playing by myself, there'll be very little chance a project of this size will ever get finished. But playing on this kind of series really helps to keep the momentum going. Okay, so now the question is what to do with this. Okay, I think I know. What I think I'll do is just, I'll start off by putting these guys in here. And unfortunately, I'm still not very good at the old block rotation. Luckily, with these we can place them more easily like this. Okay. Right. And I think this guy is going to be, yeah, he's going to be awkward. Whoops. No. Oh, okay. It's actually really awkward to do it from this. You know what? I'm pillaring up. I'm getting too frustrated with this. It's really awkward to do the block rotation from that angle, because when you're here, the game will not let you just scroll straight to the side. If you do that, it turns the character rather than moving the perspective in that direction, if you see what I mean, and that means that the rotation does not work as you would like it to. Oh, I'm not sure if you heard that, but my girlfriend just freaked out about something and left the room, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so no worries. She was actually leaving the room to blow her nose so she didn't interrupt the video. So I thought I'd heard her kind of like cry out a little bit, so I was wondering if she'd encountered a spider or something and freaked out. Because that kind of stuff has happened quite a bit. She has once literally Googled spider, because it's the name of a cooking implement, and saw a spider in the results, because that's what happens when you Google spider, and then freaked out. So, yes. Okay, I have now been flicked on the shoulder for mocking her on the video. This is what happens when you live with your girlfriend. It's a dark time. I just know she's giving me an evil look. Okay, so what I should do now is I'm just gonna place down this. It's just gonna be a little bit of a porch, you know. Think exactly what was kind of going on with the other bit, and just a bit here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of the roof here, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we are. I've done the rest of the building. As you can see, it's got the interior roof here, and one thing interesting I wanted to show you. If I pillar up just out here, I've actually decided just to do this very simply up here and leave it partially covered by the stone, because it was going to kind of overlap with where this is. And whoop, I've actually left this. Yeah, that's good. So I've left it kind of partially covered by the stone, as if it's kind of built into the rock. And yeah, I just thought it'd be more interesting like that, and it would give room for this place to kind of stay and not look kind of silly. So that's that. Now, whoops, I meant to go down to the top side. That's okay. Anyway, and one thing I wanted you guys' opinion on is I have decided right now to leave these bits here as sandstone, because for some reason I actually kind of like the look of the sandstone in between these pillars. But if you guys think I should replace it with something else, like maybe some stone floor, limestone wall, or blue stained glass, then let me know. But right now I'm kind of liking the sandstone, so tell me if you like that or not, or if you prefer something else, what your opinion would be. Anyway, out here I'm going to have a balcony coming along here, like so. And at this point here, I'm just beginning to kind of come up to where we're going to have a big old staircase going up to the top. So I think I'll do... it doesn't actually need it anymore, just the one block actually, so I might as well just continue it along, like so. Just going along. Now the idea here is just to get to the middle. Use that light there. And you know what? Just on the fly building thing, I've decided I'm going to replace these with limestone wall, because it fits with the interior corridor design I've got going on downstairs a little bit better. So there, just like that, which means I'll probably replace these guys too. Yeah, I prefer that. Okay, so that's I do that a lot actually. I kind of just switch things around while I'm building. Okay, so going right the way along here. Whoops. Oh no, not you, not there. Right up to here. And go kind of in one. Just need any old block there just to give us something to place on. And then the actual staircase will be going up here. Now let's see. We have to have room for the same on the other side. I haven't built it yet, but it's going to be kind of like mirrored on the other side. So coming out like this. Whoops. Right. Now, what I need to do is figure out what I'm going to do with the center here. Probably actually need to tear this down a little bit. Oh, I don't know if you guys have experiences, but it's really hard to actually tear up the fence blocks. For some reason, it's just really, really difficult. Yeah, it'd be cool if we just... I guess if we could even just make this go up and along. I'll do this as like a... I don't know, a temporary design. Let's do this as a temporary design. Just going over... Now, does it go over to... Yes, it does. Just going over like that. And then... Let's see, will it place... Oh, now that's curious. It won't. Ah, there we are. Yeah. It doesn't really didn't want to place there. Let's place this along here like this. What we'd probably do here is just have a stair block so that that can still be accessible. Place just more of these like that. Now, one thing I might actually do. Now, I'm just building on the fly here, really. I want to have this have a bit more shape to it, a little bit more form. So let's tear these guys down here. And place an extra layer of blocks in. Ooh, actually, let's go one in like that. Just like that. So it's 2 in and then out. Yeah, like that, definitely. Okay, that gives it a bit more shape and form. Sorry, a little bit of a cough there still. So, yeah, so now we've got this kind of cool balcony coming out. Let's actually take a hop down here and have a look. Now, whee! Oh, I'm lucky I didn't die there. That was really, really close. Okay. So, oh, yeah, that's coming along. I like that. Cool. Yeah, so here we go. It's really coming together. We've got a lot built today. So, I'm liking the look of this. The kind of partially covered in stone platform here. And I still need to think of a thing to do for the window here. But we've got this there. And between now and the next episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the staircase going up here. And there's going to be kind of another big old platform up there. That'll be kind of like the highest point. I'd like to do something a little bit more special for that. I've got a few ideas in mind, but we'll see. So I'm going to kind of make this scheme I've got going on here a little bit more grandiose and see how we can run with it. Anyway, guys, there is one more thing I would like to show you in this episode, and that is a little bit of building my girlfriend did on her own base. She's actually declares it finished at this point, so there's a lot to show. Now, just waiting on... I always find it interesting how long the loading screens can take in this game sometimes, because sometimes when I play, they kind of go instantly almost, and then... sometimes they take ages. Okay, so here we are in the new room. So this is kind of like a library slash kind of general utility room. So we've got kind of like swords and stuff over here. And yeah, one thing she's actually really good at doing that I'm not is using the kind of untreated blocks. Like the stone blocks here. I actually really like the way she's used them here. And... especially of the wood, she's managed to make the stone and wood look really good, which I've tried to do in this game, and I'm not very good at making it look good. Yeah, I think you've seen that before. And up here is her kind of crafting and storage room. All looks very nice and modern. It's quite a contrast to the rest of the kind of rest of the interior. And there's 1 or 2 things outside, I believe. Oh, the door. Come on, door. Come on. Okay. Yep, she's got kind of a new pen system over here for her creatures because they kept on doing silly things like jumping through the ceiling and going missing. And they were, every time I came over, they were in a completely different place for some reason. But yeah, that's it. She's actually moved on to building kind of other things, and I might even have a little bit to show next episode with that. Okay, so next episode I plan on possibly doing a little bit of the staircase. Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is getting really, really hoarse. I'm still a little bit sick. But what I also want to do is actually start work on a new project. I'm not going to be abandoning the main build. It's just that I want to do a little bit of stuff to keep things fresh, because we've been working on that thing for ages. So I thought I would actually start making a little bit of a city. And I've got a few ideas for the first build, and I thought that we'd do a little bit on the base at the beginning of next episode, and then we'd go off and we'd build something new. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the new episode. I really hope you're enjoying the new updates, especially with all of the things that it brings to the possibility of running servers, especially now that we've got the claim system. Means you don't have to worry so much about being griefed. You can kind of let new people build on your worlds without them just being able to tear down your own bases. So that's wonderful. So I really hope you enjoyed the new episode and the new update and everything, and let me know what you think, especially about me doing a new project in the world, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy, guys.